Dolph Lundgren is probably one of the most curious actors. He has never been a superstar and none of his films can be called successful. Most actors end their careers that way, but Dolph's career has been over 37 years. Lundgren got off to a super successful start in Hollywood. Today, we would like to talk about the career of Dolph Lundgren and understand why the actor's career has not been successful. His debut in Rocky IV was noticed by all. The flamboyant Swedish guy wanted to get all the studios in Hollywood. And most likely at this stage of his career an actor was unlucky to become a star at the level of Arnold Schwarzenegger. The reason is that the actor began to choose the wrong projects that would allow his career to developing. Immediately after Rocky IV in rolling out to high-budget films with Dolph. In the title role Masters of the Universe and Red Scorpion, the Cannon Group Studios with Masters of the Universe wanted to release a film that would collect a big box office. During those years the studio was struggling financially and needed a box office success. And the filming according to Lundgren was horrible, and at the end of the film the studio even ran out of money. And the film was going to be released without the final fight. But all came to an end and the film was finished. It is believed that the failures of Masters of the Universe and Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone led to the studio's downfall. The second big Lundgren flop was Red Scorpion, which had no luck with the timing of its release. The Soviet footprint in cinema was rapidly losing popularity amid a rapidly diminishing Red Menace. And it was at this time Red Scorpion started to be shown in cinemas. After these two failures, Lundgren was still invited to appear in films shown in theaters, even though those films' budgets were smaller. And the movies made during this period likely allowed the actor to have a job for so many years. One of those projects was a fantastic action movie, Dark Angel. The film took a very long to get to the big screens and lost a lot of its final budget, which most likely affected its box office result. Lundgren got the film quite by accident. He and director Craig Baxley was working on another project. It was a big movie about the adventures of aliens on Earth. It was originally going to have Arnold Schwarzenegger, but Arnold chose Predator and dropped out of the project. He was then joined by Dolph just 2 weeks before filming started. The film was cancelled. Rumor has it that Craig Baxley and producer Joel Silver could not agree on who would play the second lead role in the movie. The sci-fi action flick opened at the USA. The box office 3 weeks after Death Warrant with Van Damme and started working on Dark Angel when the movie was cancelled. The number of tickets sold for the films was about the same. Only for Lundgren were the results in the first days of box office. The Van Damme film was in its third week. Death Warrant grossed $17 million on a budget of $4 million. Dark Angel grossed $4 million on a budget of $7 million. Immediately Lundgren had no luck with another film, The Punisher. The film was considered quite promising, but because of various problems at New World Studios, the picture could not be released at the USA box office and went straight to video. The royalties of the actor became less and less constant. Only one thing remained constant: all the projects failed at the box office. The most curious here is the film Showdown in Little Tokyo. It was a studio and troubling film. The film suffered in post-production. The test screenings of the picture went horribly, and Warner Studios demanded that the director shorten the running time. Mark Lester, who once worked on the action film Commando, could not cope with this task and was quickly fired. The studio turned to editor Michael Elliott, who quietly reduced the film to 79 minutes. Warner Studios was so disappointed in Showdown in Little Tokyo that they only released it in America in limited distribution. It was released on the same day as the other famous action movie Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. In the end, the Mickey Rourke movie failed even more than the Dolph Lundgren movie. Amid all these failures, Universal Soldier was Lundgren's only success. Jean-Claude Van Damme got all the popularity from it. However, despite the constant failures, these works gave Dolph an army of fans, who, even though they didn't go to the cinemas, always enjoyed following his work on videotape. And later on, at one point, Lundgren was even called the king of home video. And although because of a bunch of failures, they practically stopped calling him The actor was constantly being called in B-movies that came out directly on the video, and these roles are well paid. That's what's interesting about this feature and Lundgren. He survived the sunset of the video format, which destroyed a lot of stars of Category B. At the age of 50, the actor was in demand again in large projects, and he was back on the blockbusters for supporting and starring roles. Not so long ago, Dolph could be seen in Aquaman and Creed 2, as well as in the magnificent cast of The Expendables. We can say that the star career of the actor ended without having, at the end of the 80s, with a couple of high-profile flops. But it is not worth upsetting Dolph. He did not become a star, but he managed to make his fans fall in love with him.